Salakia. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 12, and it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And we read it in the NLT. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. I'm going to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning, who are willingly this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but who subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. This is Brother Yahweh coming at you again with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired through the Spirit. The article popped up and Jake just talking about it, and it's spiritual because this devil ain't holding back. They got a hold. You know, I used to tell brother, I'm gonna have a planet. You know, if you ever seen Flash Gordon. There was a guy on there named Ming the Merciless. This for you. I ain't call you no old head because I could be called an old head. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the old heads be cool. You know what I'm talking about? Anyhow, older brothers remember that movie Flash Gordon, and it probably be cheesy as all hell right about now. But at the same time, it has some good points in it. It's a movie that if Jake is in the movies, you'll remember it. Long story short, there was a guy on there called Ming the Merciless. So I remember when Jake, we just talking, in passing, and Jake talking about the kingdom. You know how Jake do, talking about the kingdom, fellowshipping with a brother, lifting up each other's spirits. Since I believe I'm a Levite, I used to be like, I'm gonna have a planet, like Ming the Merciless, because he pretty much had his own planet, and he was called Ming the Merciless for a reason. Scripture talk about meditating terror, but it seemed like the Most High gonna allow this devil to get it. Well, ultimately, this is the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and Jake been talking about it. So I mean, you can read between the lines. I don't know how much of the article I can read because I'm on my short break, and I don't get a lunch break today. So it reads, Trump DOJ leaders freeze civil rights litigation police reform agreements. So you understand what police reform is, correct? As a matter of fact, let's get it. For those that don't really look up nothing or don't know, sometimes that's the point of, teaching. You go into words, that's why you break down the breakdowns and all that. It says police reform is a set of actions that governments can take to improve the police system. The goal of police reform is to make policing more effective and fair while also protecting citizens' rights and building trust in the police. What are some examples of police reform? And but basically it's to make sure the police can't do certain things against the citizens, because you're supposed to have rights as a citizens, But now the devil's about to truly show you his horns, because in actuality, Brothers Brent broke it down that the police is not set up to protect you, and brothers will go down or break down about how it's really based on, that old slave catcher system, So pretty much they're here to protect the system. They're not here to protect your rights, because you don't have any rights. The elder was just breaking that down. You got to remember, what was that? I forgot the exact date he named. I think he said October 24th, basically when they signed over, they basically signed up for the World Health Forum or whatever. Basically, the Constitution is no longer being, used because, all those nations have signed on to the World Health Organization, if I'm not mistaken. So it says Trump DOJ leaders freeze. And the time going back quick. I got 2 scriptures. I ain't gonna be able to get a lot of this article, but it makes you think about the situation when Trump said pretty much allowing the police to purge. So brother just was making mention of. I was just watching the video earlier today. Well, listening to it. Well, no, I kind of got away with watching it a little bit today. But he was talking about a purge. He showed the video because that's been going around about the individual popping up on somebody's porch with Revelation chapter 20. you know what I mean, which don't go into, you know, Armageddon like that, but at the same time, you know, for these unlearned Christians, and like you said, that'll bug a 2/3 or, you know, one of these, you know, Christians out, these really non-believers, because they don't believe in the truth of the scriptures. It says the Justice Department has put a freeze on civil rights litigation and indicate, now what are civil rights? The rights that every human being is supposed to have. They put a freeze on that shit and indicated it could rethink numerous police reform agreements with local departments that were negotiated under the Biden administration. The memos reviewed by the Hill and issued by Trump's officials on Wednesday leaves in doubt the bulk of the work of the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division, which enforces law prohibiting discrimination. Man, oh, this is gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be what the elders say. Happy and afraid at the same damn time. Remember that song at the same damn time? Man, do you know? Like, I mean, Jake deserved this too. Like, Jake deserved it. You know, fear the Most High. Damn. They say the 2 memos sent by. Ain't no really much more I gotta read. You know. It says the move comes as the Justice Department has been pushing. Then Trump is just every day or every article is something about something Trump did. The move comes as the Justice Department has been pushing to finalize deals with police departments in Louisville, Kentucky, Minneapolis. Ain't that where situation that happened with George Floyd? From accusers, departments in Louisville, Kentucky, Minneapolis, Minnesota, following accusations of excessive use of force. Reviews of both departments were ignited after the 2020 shootings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but George Floyd didn't get shot. See how you can't even follow everything in the news, and the elder was just speaking about blindly following shit. That's why you gotta what's the elder pushing? He was saying we basically filtering and basically fact checking, you know. Because, I mean, George Floyd didn't fucking get shot. He got, I think the chick got shot, but George Floyd got strangled to death, remember? You know, and that had to be a brutal death. To be just, you know what I mean? That's just like, and they've been just doing that as of lately, ain't they? They let the Edomite, Daniel Penny, choke Jake out right on the, and like the elder was saying, that dude knew what that was going to do. This dude weigh 115 pounds. Now, I'm little, but, you know, I'm little in stature, but I weigh a lot more than 110 pounds. And I look like you know, I look a certain kind of way, but that don't mean, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, Jake could be surprised for real, you know. And that's not bragging or nothing, you know, the Lord did that on purpose. So, you know, I don't think he'd have just choked me out like that. Now, don't get me wrong, those chokes, you know, if you know what you're doing and, you know, you lock it in good, you know, I don't know too much about jiu-jitsu, but, you know, I know people that know how to do it. You know, it's kind of like wrestling. You get the right hold and you can't get up out of it. You know what I mean? But it's always a counter to something, you know, in those arts, you know. Somebody do something, it's a way to get up out of it. If you proficient in your craft, put it like that. The officials in both cities agreed to cooperate with the Justice Department, but the consent decrees had yet to be approved by a judge. They were among a dozen investigations into local police departments launched under the Biden administration. And pretty much Trump is about to rescind them, or he can rescind them. So they put a freeze on the reforms going into making sure that these police officers and these police departments ain't just doing what they want. So, again, it makes me think of the statement that Trump made about a purge and just letting the police go into certain areas and, you know, how they way. So, I think I just did this. So, it's the book I read, Revelations. Salakia. It's the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 7. Well, I ain't gonna get Ezekiel. I'm gonna get Daniel. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at the time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book," you know, which lines up with Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, a time of Jacob's trouble. And you can see it being, you know, formed right now, you know, like, again, you got the northern tribes pretty much, you know, catching a hell. And, you know, I didn't even know that breakdown that they said Judah always get it worse, which makes sense though. Judah did have the worst captivity, you know, Uh, so at the end of the day, it's time to lock in. And what really fucked my head up is when Jake said what he said. I ain't gonna say what camp. No, I would say the camp. His brother from Mississippi camp, and he made a video and he was saying, you got Jakes in the truth that got offended because the elder says stay away from the clubs. I'm like, what? These things you don't think you should have questioned or checked or make you scopeo or be like, look at a nigga out the side of his eye? Like, only a nigga would feel like that. You know? Like I said, yeah, I commend you brothers that could be just, sitting in the room, that mean y'all patience and y'all faith and y'all, I see, I'm going to say something real quick, not making it about me, but the reason why I was able to sidestep and avoid what the Lord put in front of me, like I said, that I was actually exposed and, didn't have to, like literally, because I saw the Lord open my eyes and I saw that shit from what it was from afar. And I said, hell no. So when I see certain shit, I like sidestep that shit like, hell no. Like you say like, well, that's the way the Lord made me. Now, I don't know. I don't think I was meant to, like, again, too much stuff had happened. I'm like, and I started to see it was like spiritual because I'm like, well, why out the blue, all them saying little smart shit and I'm biting my tongue. But again, if it wasn't in regards to my kids, I probably would have stayed in there. It came out to my kids. I'm like, man, come on, like the fuck? And you a father and got kids? Is you serious? Anybody else but me, huh? Like I said again, I know Jake in the spirit or you ain't for the Lord, then fuck you. But come on, you better watch what you say. You don't know who is who. And I ain't saying I'm nobody, but what I'm saying is the Lord see all of this. You don't even know if you got favor for real. You think because you in the truth, you about to be just automatically saved. I still keep on thinking about that dream the brother had to me. Oh yeah, we'll just pray to the Lord. Lord, you said you're going to do this. What if the Lord killed you? Is the Lord unfair? Like the fuck are you talking about? Mr. High and Mighty? So I got one last scripture. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3. This ain't guaranteed that you getting on the chariot. You got to earn your spot on the chariot, and that's what the elect gonna do. They got a spot guaranteed, but they gonna do the things naturally within the spirit that's gonna get them there. You really think the elect gonna have a spirit? They just gonna sit back and playing with popcorn and shit? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse 2. O Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, revive thy work in the midst of the years, and in the midst of the years make known, and wrath remember mercy. And I'm praying that for all the true believers, for all the elect. I could be a cheerleader. I ain't no female cheerleader though. You know what I mean? Like, but I could cheerlead because I do really love my people, the righteous ones. So with that, I'm gonna end the lesson. We all need to pray for mercy. With that, call Loyim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachahakodash, double honors to the elders and to the apostles that told me this truth, peace, and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. I gotta go. So, Salakia, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, Mawaf, La, Babal.